Jai Shri Ram. This is a very interesting image I downloaded from the net. The profile of a modern teacher. 21st century teachers are not experts in technology, they are experts in habits of mind. In a rapidly changing educational landscape, modern educators choose to be vulnerable, isn't it? We should choose to be vulnerable, which means, what does that mean? I choose to be vulnerable. That means I don't have a huge ego. I don't labor under the delusion that I know everything about that subject which I am teaching. Okay? And if I don't know something, I will plainly say, I don't know. I'm not the world's greatest expert on this subject. So, no bullshitting, no bluffing, no, shouting down the student or indulging in ABCD of teaching. Avoid the question. B. Bluff. C. Confuse the student. D. Divide and rule. Ask the student, see, the whole class has understood except you. What's wrong with you? Actually, you yourself have not understood the topic. You have not understood the question. Where is the question of answering the question because you don't know the subject? You don't know so good. You don't know it good enough for you to answer the questions. By the way, I don't think any question is silly. See, sometimes we are scared to ask a question because we might feel that maybe the question is silly. But I think we should ask, we should have the courage. As a student, we should have the courage to ask questions. Because somebody I remember said, it's okay to be a fool for a few minutes, but it will be very bad if you remain one for the rest of your life by not asking that question. Ask that question. And don't mind if the whole hall laughs at you. No problem. A question is a question. And in fact, the hallmark or a yardstick of a good teacher, I think, is the ability to answer the most basic of all questions. For example, why is sugar sweet? Isn't it a sweet question? Ask any great philosopher who is belaboring you on some high philosophy. Please explain, why is sugar sweet? And why is salt salty? So choose to be vulnerable. Next, you see, let's go to the right. See themselves as co-learners, not teachers. Yes, exactly. I see myself as a co-learner, right? Allow themselves to fail often. Yes, we will venture new things. In fact, I noticed, throughout my career, teachers already know the answers of questions and then they will pose them and then feel pride in telling the students the answer when the students fail. Ask them to try a totally new questionnaire which they have not worked out, the answers of which they don't know. So let them do that. I do that. I do that. And I've made mistakes. And sometimes some student has done better than me. Yeah, it is a horrible feeling actually. I hope it doesn't happen too often. If it happens too often, I think you are in the wrong profession, by the way. Don't wait until they are experts to introduce something. Correct. I'm inspired. I love this subject. For example, Bhagavad Gita, I've been talking on it for the last 30 years now, or 25 years at least. Uh, there are so many commentaries I've read, but interestingly, I still am not clear on the meaning because the shlokas are so profound. I don't mind venturing a new explanation, and I'm open to somebody else's interpretation. That's why I keep asking people, what do you understand from this shloka? Unfortunately, people don't give me the answer. Most of the time, people don't. Because they think that it is a loaded question. I'm actually inviting them to say something after which I'll probably ridicule them. So people are so cynical. And if they're not cynical, then they're afraid because they don't want to be laughed at. So these are all obstacles. As a student, we must have the courage to ask questions. That's the fundamental requirement of being a student. If you are not asking questions, then you are not a student. You are not interested in learning then. Move into their students' world, even if it is foreign territory. Yes. Yes, try to put yourself in the student's shoes and see how the student sees the world, the professor, the subject. Yeah, I'm teaching GRE vocabulary. I know what a pain it is for Indian students, Telugu speaking native speakers, to learn such a lot of, English vocabulary. It's unfair. But that's the reason I tell my students sometimes, I'm waiting for the day when this GRE will be conducted in Telugu and American students will have to come to India to study. And if they study in a Hindi university, or in a Hindi in a state where Hindi is spoken, so they'll have to take the GRE in Hindi. And if they have to study in Karnataka, they have to take the GRE in Kannada. Or let's hope someday Hindi will be the national language, and stupid people like DMK in Tamil Nadu will stop this objection to Hindi. People of Tamil Nadu, if they learn Hindi, they can also get jobs anywhere in the Hindi heartland, anywhere. And what do you lose if you learn an extra language? Why this unnecessary language antagonism, language chauvinism? Hmm? And this is ridiculous. And I hope Tamilians are now understanding that. Okay. Run towards their area of weakness, not away from it. Correct. But let's not overdo it. My weakness is mathematics. Now at the age of 60, 61, I don't want to get into math anyway. So this sentence, this suggestion has to be taken with a pinch of salt, or taken in the right sense, by the way. Right? So in your own subject, if there is some area in which you are not good, yeah, keep working on that. Are comfortable not knowing what is going to happen? Yes. Invite mistakes into their lives. Yes, keep experimenting. Experimenting live in the classroom. Take a fresh exercise. Do it together with the students. Work along with them. Dream big and ask why not. Oh my God, that's what I've been doing all the time. And that's why I've been kicked out of so many groups, alumni groups. Yeah, I'm deeply religious. I believe in God, but I don't believe in anything that is irrational. By the way, Bhagavad Gita has a lot of spirituality, and it's so profoundly spiritual that sometimes things are not apparent, and it takes a lot of thinking to understand what Krishna is saying. But by the way, there are many interpolations, and by the way, Krishna is not asking you to convert somebody or kill the fellow who is not willing to get converted. He is not abusing people who don't follow Hinduism, who don't accept Krishna. He is not branding them with ethnic slurs, nothing like that. And he is not legitimizing or endorsing any criminal activity in the name of religion. Okay. So, allow their students to teach other. Yes. Docendo decimus is a Latin quote, I remember. We learn by teaching. What is expressed is impressed. If you learn something, talk about it. Talk as often as about it. In fact, these YouTube videos, one of my primary objective is to teach myself. And Tulsidas ji was asked why he wrote the Ramcharitmanas when already so many Ramayanas were there. He said, Swantam Sukhaya. It's for my own happiness. Sounds selfish? No. For his Atma's happiness. Okay? I love it. Just like, a cow has to give milk, and a mango tree will yield mangoes. A banana tree will give bananas. And I'm sure the banana tree must be feeling happy if it is able to yield good sweet bananas. So you cannot not do what you are cut out to do, right? So he did what he did. And these YouTube videos I'm posting, I know not many people will watch. They will watch a lot of other things which have actually short term value. News and things which are, juicy gossip and all that on YouTube. Lots of things which have very, very short term shelf life. People are interested in that. But I'm not bothered if people don't watch my videos, it doesn't matter. Very few people will watch and appreciate it. And out of them, some of them will give me some suggestions too. And that's okay for me. And anyway, I'm doing it for my own happiness. And it is a revision for me. YouTube says ours is not an archival service. But it is an archival service, whether they like it or not. And of course, I'm making sure I'm storing all my videos, because just in case some cranky crackpot decides to think that, hey, this is too much of Hinduism, and he, suspends my channel or something like that. Anyway, we are ready for all eventualities. step outside their comfort zone. Correct. Embrace change. Oh, yes. Every day we try something new, we do things differently, and we do different things. In fact, I. Why am I using we for I? Hey, I'm sounding like Allah because in the holy book Quran, Allah uses the word we. I asked many Muslims, why is he using the word we? Does he have a team? They said, no, that's the way. That's a literary way. So hum, meh, nahi. Or maybe meh sounds like a goat. That's why they said meh, nahi, hum. So anyway, it's all right. My satire is like this. I hope you like it. Feel secure asking their colleagues for help. Yes, I ask any and everybody for whatever they know because I always think that everyone I come across in life has something which I don't know and so I can learn from them. Model resiliency and perseverance. Yes, total commitment to the task on hand. Total commitment. Neurotic commitment. Okay, neurotic, obsessive compulsive personality order, not disorder, higher order actually. OCPO, obsessive compulsive personality order. Question everything. Yes, I question everything because what was relevant today morning may not be relevant by evening. So the world is in a state of flux. What is right in one situation is wrong in another. As long as you don't harm anybody, I think everything is all right. You understand? So don't stupidly, mindlessly follow customs simply because elders are doing it or some holy book. In fact, every book is holy and no book is holy. Believe they can learn anything given the right attitude and effort. Yeah, I do believe that, but I already have finished 60 years of my life. I don't have too much time now. So I don't want to learn anything. I will learn things which can add value to my teaching and contribute. I believe that I have an obligation to give back to this society because this society has given me so much. So I, as a teacher, have a moral obligation to ensure that young students, young people don't waste time in their lives like I did. They must learn how to enjoy responsibly. After all, the whole objective of life is to secure as much happiness for ourselves as possible. And we can secure as much happiness for ourselves as possible if we know that our happiness lies in serving everybody. And that doesn't mean that you sacrifice your life mindlessly and all that crap. No. Enlightened hedonism, which is what Krishna teaches you. So, every soul is potentially divine and every person actually knows what is right and wrong, but still they pretend. And they pretend that they can fool God also by doing some stupid, silly animal sacrifices or all kinds of things. They think they can have some kind of a commercial relationship with God, which I think is the dumbest thing in religion. In fact, God doesn't want your stupid prayers also. It's a waste of time. He will never give you what you don't deserve to get. So I think we must question everything. And deism, Deism, be a deist. Deism, as you already know, I told you, I think, deism is belief in God, but no belief in holy book. No dogma, no holy book. You can just use your brain to see that everything in nature is run by laws. And there's so much beauty and mystery everywhere. So there must be an author behind that, and you respect that author. Call him God, call him by any name that you want, or give him a new name. He doesn't mind it anyway. So I think this is a very interesting profile of a modern teacher. I hope teachers do listen to this small talk, and I'm sure I made some good observations. Jai Shri Ram.